Dear freshers, in the last class we have discussed some questions and question and answers. But in one answer I have given one wrong answer, but you have not commented upon that. That is, what is the conversion of solid? By knowingly that I have given that one, what is your remark, what is your response? But nobody responded. What is the conversion of solid to gas? That is conversion of solid to gas, that is known as sublimation. Direct conversion of solid to gas, that is known as sublimation. Direct conversion of solid to gas, that is known as sublimation. But the reverse one, that is known as desublimation. This is sublimation. Sublimation, that is conversion of gas to solid, that is known as desublimation. Knowing that I have written what is your response, whether you are going to in detail or not, just to mark it I have given that answer, but nobody responded, but this is the answer. That is solid to gas, that is known as sublimation, and conversion of gas to solid, that is known as desublimation. So today we will start the basic fundamentals that is present in an atom. What are the different constituents present in an atom? You know, the fundamental particles present in an atom are electrons, protons and neutrons. So fundamental particles present in an atom, that is electrons, protons and neutrons. So electrons, protons and neutrons, these are the fundamental particles present in an atom. Electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, and neutrons, these are chargeless, or that is neutral in nature, you can say. So electrons, these are negatively charged particles, protons are positively charged particles, and neutrons are neutral in particles. These are the fundamental particles that is present in an atom. But what regarding their position within that atom? So protons and neutrons, they are present at the core of the atom. Neutrons and protons, that is present at the core of the atom, that is known as nucleus. And collectively these two terms, that is protons and neutrons, that is known as nucleons, and electrons are revolving around it. For example, central part of the atom, that is known as nucleus, that contains protons and neutrons, and beside this electrons are revolving around this in a circular path, that is cells. So electrons are revolving around this central part of the atom in a circular path, and these circular paths are known as cells or orbits. Then what is that central part? Central part, that is known as nucleus, which contains nucleons. Then what is the meaning of that nucleon? Nucleon means the collective term that is used for that protons and neutrons, that is nucleons. Nucleons are present at nucleus. So protons are positively charged, neutron, that is neutral in nature. Then what is the charge of that nucleus? Proton positive, neutron neutral, and protons are neutron, that is present at the core of the atom. Then what is the charge of that nucleus? That is positively charged. Nucleus is positively charged, and electrons are revolving around it. So nucleus positively charged, and atom that is neutral, because it contains same number of electrons and protons. So the central part of the atom, that is massive and positively charged, that contain protons and neutrons, that is otherwise known as nucleons, and beside this are the around it electrons are revolving, and this circular path, that is known as cell or the orbit. Then nucleus or nuclear part, that contain proton and neutron, protons are positively charged, neutrons are neutral in nature. Therefore, central part of the atom, which is known as nucleus, that is positively charged. But atom as a whole, that is neutral, that carry no charge. What for? Because that contain same number of electrons, that negatively charged particles, and same number of protons, that is positively charged particle, therefore chargeless. So atom as a whole, it is chargeless. Then how to account for that atomic number, and that is atomic mass of an element, and then how to calculate number of electrons, protons and neutrons within that atom. I am giving some tricks to it, and I will give some examples, problems for you, and you have to solve them. Let us take, that is the symbolic representation for that element X. X is the symbolic representation of that element, and Z that stands for that atomic number. Z that stands for that atomic number, and X stands for, that is symbolic representation of that element. And let us take A is the mass number, Z that is atomic number, that is equal to number of electrons, is equal to number of, that is protons. A that is known as mass number, that is the sum of number of protons and neutrons. Sum of numbers of protons and neutrons, that is known as mass number A. At Z that stands for atomic number, that is number of electrons, that is equal to number of protons. So since atom that is neutral, that must contain same number of the electrons and protons, that is negatively charged particles and positively charged particle. The proton number of proton, that will not vary during this chemical reaction. Only there is the involvement of electrons. So number of protons, that is the fundamental particle. Proton is the fundamental particle that is responsible for that atomic number. Because during that chemical reaction, there is no loss, no gain or no sharing of that proton. Only electron that may be lost, may be gained or may be shared. So since number of proton that remains same, so atomic number is explained by number of protons. So what is that mass number? That is sum of number of protons and neutrons. So that is equal to, that is Z plus N. Z, number of, Z that stands for number of protons. So Z plus N. So that implies N, number of neutrons, that is equal to A minus Z. A minus Z. A minus Z, that gives it Z plus N is equal to A. So Z, that's Z plus N, Z atomic number, that is number of protons, plus number of neutrons, that is equal to mass number. So number of neutrons is equal to A minus Z, that is mass number minus atomic number, that gives rise to the number of, that is neutrons. For example, chlorine 1735. Chlorine 1735, Cl that represent X, that is Cl, that is symbolic representation of that element. C17, that is stands for that atomic number. Atomic number, that number of electron, number of proton, that is mass number, that is equal to number of protons and neutrons. Then what regarding the number of neutrons? Sum of number of protons and neutrons, that is 35, but you know the number of protons, that is 17. Then number of neutrons is equal to 35 minus 17, that is 18. Understand? That is mass number minus atomic number, that gives rise to the number of neutrons. For example, isotopes of hydrogen 1H1, 1H2 or 1H3. If we will calculate number of electrons, protons and neutrons in all these cases, three cases, what will be the number of neutrons and protons in all these three cases? Number of electron is equal to number of proton is equal to atomic number, because these are neutral spaces, neutral, that is atom. So number of electron, this one that represents for atomic number, mass number, atomic number, mass number, atomic number, this is the mass number. Hydrogen, that is protium deuterium and tritium. Protium, deuterium and tritium, these are the isotopes of that hydrogen. So number of electron 1, number of proton 1, number of neutron 1 minus 1, that is 0. Only the species that is present in the entire periodic table that is devoid of neutron, that is the protium, hydrogen. Hydrogen do not carry any neutron. Rest of all the elements that contain neutron, but only the element that is present in the periodic table that is devoid of neutron, that is protium, hydrogen. 1 minus 1. Then number of electron in this case 1, proton also 1, neutron that is 2 minus 1, that is 1. In the same manner, if we will take, that is tritium, that is atomic number 1, electron 1. Atom number 1, proton 1. Proton is the fundamental property that is particle that is responsible for that atomic number. Then what regarding that number of neutrons? 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2. So I have given certain examples. If we will take, that is silicon 1428. Silicon 1428. Si, that is symbol represents for that silicon, and 1428, 14, that is atomic number, is equal to number of electrons is equal to number of, that is protons. That is mass number, that is equal to number of protons and neutrons. Then what regarding the number of neutrons? 28 minus 14, that is 28 minus 14, that is the 14. So in this case, number of electrons, protons and neutrons, that is same. That is silicon. The example is silicon. This is the example I have cited. This is the general example, and these are the particular examples how to calculate number of electrons, protons and neutrons. Just I am giving some text to you and try to solve, and in the coming class we will discuss regarding these answers. For that I am giving some questions. Write down these questions. Next we are going to calculate number of electrons, protons and neutrons in the following examples, and these are tasks for you. You have to do these tasks. Then that I have written that phosphorus in this case, no need of writing. Phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, I have written argon, potassium, calcium. So I have cited some examples of this kind. So try to answer all this. We have to calculate number of electrons, protons and neutrons in all these examples. So these examples, that is I have given the symbolic representation for this element, that is base one, that is your atomic number, and this portion that is explained for that that is mass number. So atomic number, that is equal to number of kilotons, number of protons. Mass number, that is sum of numbers of protons and neutrons, and number of neutrons, that is equal to mass number minus atomic number. So by taking this concept, you can determine this number of kilotons, protons and neutrons. All these examples, do the tags, and by analyzing this question in the coming class, we will explain for the what is the meaning of isotope, isobar, isostar, just like these terms in the coming class. Thank you all.